Couple things for the Montreux Festival gentlemen. Your slide mentioned DVD and TV production. Are you actually going to be doing Blu-ray disc and HDTV production?
Well, thank you for your question.
The other part of that, if I might just throw them all out and let you deal with it. You're talking about cloud computing. Is anyone addressing the issue of the companies staying in business who are providing that cloud storage? That's already been a problem.
Yeah, and the first one, to be honest, we are providing the storage to the Montreux Jazz Festival to be able to do that. The exact plans, I don't know, but what I can tell you is that I have at home the Deep Purple Blu-ray disc of Montreux Jazz a couple of years ago. So I assume that they will continue to do Blu-ray. So thank you for pointing out that I was missing on Blu-ray there. As I mentioned, Claude Knobs is a bit of a geek, and he loves to deliver the latest and greatest technology. So I think the answer is yes there. And then in respect to the storage clouds.
Roger Tree was aimed at the whole panel, not just you.
Okay.
I'll jump on that one. So one thing we're doing at Aspera is that transfer pathway that I showed you is interoperable across all types of storage, enterprise, traditional block-based storage, as well as object storage. So if you're on a provider that isn't making it, you can move your data off of it as part of the practical, interoperable, open migration strategy.
I can add to that. One of the things that, for example, Panzura does, and I know quite a few other vendors also do, is we provide the option to write multiple destinations at the same time for different file types, and so that mitigates one of the aspects. The other aspect that a lot of our customers do, is what I mentioned earlier, is creating an SLA with a very large and established company, and so then you've made that company responsible for all the storage and everything else, whether that's data or somebody or a public cloud. You've made an entity that you know will be around for a long time. They're responsible for it.
You hope they are, because there are some ones who just either decide to get out of the business, or sometimes without warning, just shut down. On another issue, has anyone talked to the Library of Congress? They certainly have one of, if not the most complex and complicated storage and archiving systems around in terms of growth and multiple formats. I don't see anyone, or I don't know of anyone on the panel who is from the Library of Congress. I don't know if there's anyone in the audience who is. If they are, they should say something.
Yeah, we certainly spoke to them a few months back. I think I don't have much to add. Data is a lot, but it's not that much more than a media entertainment or an oil and gas. It's quite a bit from the satellite images, but it's not out of the realm of what we or some of the other vendors can do.
I'd just add that they just reached out to me actually a couple days ago.
And I just want to add to that the trend of moving to object storage is exactly what these guys need, because object storage is simplifying the storage backend and letting the applications handle the complex matters.
Object-oriented databases certainly aren't new.
Did anyone, the other panels, would you like to address the other questions, the cloud?
I'll add something, and that's based on experience and my exchanges with a lot of our customers. We have quite a bit of customers in media and entertainment market, and every exchange that I've had with them, considering that the content, what they have, is so closely related, so business critical to them. All of them have a hard time thinking that they could put that in the hands of somebody else. When they talk of cloud, they say the only cloud that they would put their content in is a private cloud that they have full control over that. Cloud as a service, in environments like that is so business critical that the content to them, I don't know that makes sense. Cloud as a architecture, as a storage architecture, makes a lot of sense. As long as it's private.
Do we have any other questions from the audience? One more question.
Tom. So I just wanted to know, have any of you, what kind of impact have any of you seen with regard to the shortage of hard disk drives? You know, since you're in the professional media and entertainment market, can you make any comments on that?
You know, I think the impact is still yet to really be seen in the marketplace, but obviously the first thing is that pricing has gone up across the board. I've been in the business for 26 years, and that's the first time the disk drive pricing has actually gone up. It's almost like a commodity that just continues to rise, though. We get updates weekly now from the various different vendors, and we've actually designed a surcharge to the drive, so the pricing is stayed the same, but we have a surcharge that just applies to the weekly changes. Availability, it's really in specific areas of the drives right now, so there has been pretty good availability on 1 terabyte and 3 terabytes, and the 2 terabytes have been affected. Manufacturers are relooking at warranties now, where long-term warranties of up to 5 years. Seagate's dropped everything back to 3 years now, so they're adjusting. You know, is it going to be a 2-year problem? That's what they're saying. We'll just have to see what happens over time and how they adapt and change the manufacturing.
Well, let me add, Tom, that I think everything that Bob says is 100% correct. We see exactly the same thing. We probably see changes daily from some of the vendors on prices. So, of course, it's not great for the industry as we need, assuming more storage, it's getting more expensive, and it's not a real expense because it's from a disaster. The thing that we're more concerned about is how long it's going to take, and that it's very cyclic. It's not going to be fixed right away. New plants are coming up, and when new plants come up, quality is always questionable. Also, components that are coming out of there, there's questionable quality. So we've gone to actually testing, and as we manufacture our systems, we have something called lot rotation. We never take drives from the same lot. It's very difficult to manage, but it's something we've done. And with supplies being limited, it's getting even harder. But we've doubled our testing cycles on all the systems just because we're concerned with quality.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you on giving a face to the people who have been affected by that event. I think it's important to keep in mind that that is a lot worse than the higher price we're paying for discs right now. But then relating that to our company is, well, actually it's very, well, it's giving us the opportunity to show how important it is to reduce the overhead that you're using to store your data safely. Amplidata's erasure coding technology enables companies to store their data a lot safer with 50 to 70% reduction. 50 to 70% overhead only, compared to if you want to store your data safely in the cloud, Amazon, you would have to store 3 copies, and that's 200% overhead. RAID has similar numbers. So we're really actively helping companies to reduce that overhead, and thanks to that, their TCO will probably not go up in spite of the disk prices being a lot higher than a couple of months ago.
Yeah, our experience has been similar. We've been the beneficiary of this tragedy, and basically what's happened is that companies, instead of shipping around drives, are data transferring ever more, and we saw an upsurge in transfer speeds and just installations of software around that, and I do view it as an opportunity to show what's possible in terms of the efficiencies and the cost savings associated with that, and it hasn't gone back since this happened.
Any last questions from the audience? Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I know it was early, and I really want you guys to take the opportunity to visit the exhibits, especially of our sponsors